modern technologies of diagnosis and treatment of living cells. Bioelectric and bioelectromagnetic fundamental principles of cellular channels. There are many channels in the cell walls, nucleus, and cytoplasm, and other internal organs that can be classified into two general categories. A. Active channels. B. Inactive channels. The cells and the internal organs experience different stages during the embryonic development. In the most important stage, the cells become specialized as they have to perform specific tasks. The active channels of the cells take the main responsibility of specialization. The active cellular channels become specialized for a particular activity according to the task of the cells during the embryonic stage. The channels usually become specialized for only one particle, and rarely for a few particles. The specialization of the cells includes the detailed program of the channel's functions in the cell and all its internal organelles. Based on the duties of the cells and their organs under different circumstances, the channels allow the particles that are necessary for cellular activities to enter the cell, nucleus, and nucleolus, as well as the other internal organs. And the products or wastes of cellular activities are pushed out of the cells and internal organs. The channels work through two fundamental bioelectric and bioelectromagnetic methods. The bioelectric method helps meet the direct needs of the cell and its organs, and the indirect needs of the cell and its organs are met through the bioelectromagnetic method. Each of these channels has at least one bioelectric section and one bioelectromagnetic section. The bioelectric channels are activated only by the inside part of the cell, but the bioelectromagnetic channels can be activated from inside and outside of the cell. The channels are activated in three ways in the cells of living beings. In the first way, the cell itself activates them to meet indirect cellular needs. In the second way, the cells of the same group activate the channels to provide their requirements. And in the third way, the central control system activates them to provide its whole requirements. All of these channels include two parts, external and internal. Its external section is placed on the external layer, and the internal section is located on the internal layer. Internal and external parts of the channels have bioelectric and bioelectromagnetic potential differences. This potential difference varies from a few picovolts to a few millivolts in the bioelectric section and ranges from few picogauss to few nanogauss in the bioelectromagnetic section. The key point in the fundamental activities of the channels is that there should be a complete balance in its bioelectric and bioelectromagnetic sections when they are not working. It means if the internal channel is minus 10 millivolt, the external one must be plus 10 millivolt. Or if the internal channel is minus 2 nanogauss, the external one should be plus 2 nanogauss. If such balance exists, the cell can perform its duties completely and precisely in this section. The automatic control system of the cell always creates balance and maintains it. If the effect of the internal and external unbalancing factors is more than the capacity of the balance of the cell in this section, the cellular channels are faced with bioelectric and bioelectromagnetic imbalance. It seems the inequities of cell walls and cellular channels cause nearly 50% of diseases. B. Inactive channels. The inactive channels remain inactive till the end of the life of the living being, because the cell does not need their actions during specialization of the cell in the embryonic period, but they have the potential to become active channels at any time. It seems that the central control system of living beings repeatedly uses the cellular potential difference for compensation and to replace dead cells by producing specialized cells. Such cellular ability is very valuable and significant, as it makes it possible to change the specialized program of the cells through the bioelectric and bioelectromagnetic methods, and this produces another specialized cell. The main channels of a cell and the channels of all the cellular internal organelles have two main sections, internal and external. Each section acts in two bioelectric and bioelectromagnetic ways. The accurate and perfect performance of the channels requires bioelectric and bioelectromagnetic balance of internal and external sections at the time of rest. Automatic cellular control system always creates balance and maintains it. If cellular internal and external unbalancing factors exceed the capacity of cellular balance factors, the imbalance of cellular channels is created. The inequity may emerge in the following general forms. A. Positive bioelectric inequity. B. Negative bioelectric inequity. C. Reverse bioelectric inequity. D. Positive bioelectromagnetic inequity. E. Negative bioelectromagnetic inequity. F. Reverse bioelectromagnetic inequity. The imbalances of the cell walls and the cellular channels have mutual impacts on each other in many cases. It seems the inequities of cell walls and cellular channels cause nearly 50% of diseases. The series of diseases that are caused by insufficient or excessive elements that the organs of a living being need include disorders of hormones, enzymes, vitamins, proteins, and others that are produced by the cellular imbalances. Up till now, the main and successful practice of classical medicine has been employed in these diseases. Classical medicine cures these diseases completely or relatively by identifying the disorders and by using direct or indirect drug treatments. If the classical treatment reduces or removes the pressure of internal and external factors causing inequity in the cell walls and cellular channels, the automatic control system gets rid of the pressure and immediately repairs and rebuilds the cell walls and cellular channels. In this case, the disease is completely cured. If classical treatment only targets disorders caused by such imbalances, with the help of pharmaceutical methods, the disease or its symptoms will be controlled, but the completed and permanent treatment is not achieved. In such cases, the disease control is possible through continuous external treatment, and the disease and its symptoms reappear when treatment stops.